the Honorable Chief Justice of Kenya, David Maraga, Chair of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukate, Chair of the EACC, Archbishop Wabukala, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister of Kenya, Leader of the Majority of the National Assembly, the Honorable Aden Duale, Commissioner of Political Affairs at the AU, ambassadors, diplomatic colleagues, waheshimiwa mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo, habari zenu, mambo, poa sana. It is a great pleasure and an honor to be with you this morning at Kenya's National Election Conference. In recent months, I have traveled all across this extraordinary, beautiful country. From Turkana to Nakuru, from Tana River to Busia. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to talk with Kenyans. And more importantly, to listen to Kenyans, to hear about the challenges they face and the hopes and dreams they have for themselves, their children, for their country. And in all of these conversations, whether I was in Eldoret or Garissa, Nyeri or Narak, Kisumu or Lamu, there has been a common thread: the 2017 elections. They are critical to Kenya's future, and all Kenyans know it. Kenyans know that free, fair, credible, and peaceful elections will propel the country forward and help realize the great promise of the 2010 Constitution. They know these elections can consolidate their democracy, further devolution, and advance prosperity for all Kenyans. The United States stands with Kenya as it heads into August. We do not support any particular candidate. We do not support any particular political party. But we do support the democratic process and the opportunities it provides. We want to help ensure Kenyans have a free, fair, credible, and peaceful opportunity to choose their own leaders and decide Kenya's future on August 8th. To achieve this goal, Kenyans need confidence in the electoral process and its outcome. The IEBC has an absolutely critical responsibility to run the elections, to do so effectively and transparently, and to be a neutral, unbiased arbiter. We, along with other international partners, are providing technical support and assistance to the IEBC to help make this happen. We're also providing assistance for voter education, election observers, and efforts to build peace. We stand with Kenya, but ultimately, these are Kenyan elections. And I urge all Kenyans to do everything they can to support the IEBC and to work towards elections that are free, fair, credible, and above all, peaceful. Achieving this goal requires a strong IEBC, but also the commitment of all Kenyans, not just politicians, but every citizen. Politicians and political parties have a responsibility to pursue peaceful, issue-based, and corruption-free campaigns. No one should misuse public resources to support a campaign. If candidates make statements that incite hatred or violence, they must be held to account, not just with words, but with action. Political parties cannot encourage violence. And I urge all Kenyans to reject those who call for violence and to press leaders to build bridges between communities and not to divide them. Strong democracies and good elections depend too on strong non-governmental institutions. The rights and freedoms of the media and of civil society are essential to successful polls. We encourage the media to be responsible in its election reporting. It should provide balanced coverage. Hate speech, words that stir up violence or threaten other people should not be amplified. Those on social media have a responsibility to avoid stoking hatred. And civil society organizations need space to do their vital work, educating voters on rights, encouraging people to express their views, while also fostering peace. Religious leaders, too, can be peacemakers, building tolerance in communities and encouraging dialogue. The police and security officials have a responsibility to protect all Kenyans during the elections and to remain neutral, especially during political demonstrations. They have an obligation to respect human rights and to ensure that all eligible Kenyans can vote in safety and security. And citizens on election day should turn out to vote and make their voice heard through the ballot box. Elections have winners and losers, and everyone must accept peacefully the outcome. In cases where disputes arise, they should be resolved through the courts or appropriate institutions in accord with the rule of law, not through violence or threats or intimidation. No Kenyan should die because of an election. To realize the great promise of the 2010 Constitution, Kenyans will need to reject chaos and to work for the best possible elections in August. I believe in Kenya. Kenya is a great country. Kenyans are a great people. And these elections are an opportunity for the country to take another giant step forward. The Kenyan people will make their choices on August 8th, and whatever the results, the elections aren't an end, they're a beginning. The Kenyan people will have chosen their leaders and have given them a responsibility and a mandate, and we already know the mandate. From my crisscrossing this exceptional land, from my meetings with women political aspirants in Garissa, a county youth Bunge in Kitale, pastoralists in Lodwar, artists in Voi, business people in Nakuru, elders in Kericho, students in Kisumu, the mandate is clear. All Kenyans want peace, the rule of law, good government, prosperity for their country. They want a bright future for their children, good jobs, strong schools, a clean environment, a safe and healthy community. As a friend, the United States will do all it can to help Kenya hold successful elections on August 8th. But only Kenyans can ensure the polls are free, fair, credible, and peaceful. From my experience in this great country, I know Kenyans can succeed if they work together and commit themselves to the principles of the Constitution. If Kenyans do, they will build a remarkable future and at the same time inspire Africa and the world. Pamoja, Tusonge, Mbele, Asanteni Sana.